There is a moment most people never talk about. It is not the finish line. It is not the applause. It is not the day everything finally makes sense. It is the quiet moment when nobody is watching, when the excitement has faded, when the plan feels heavy, and you have to decide what kind of person you are going to be next. That moment is the doorway. Not the huge dramatic doorway you imagined. Not a golden gate with perfect timing and perfect confidence. More often, it looks like opening the notebook when your mind wants to scroll. It looks like taking the walk when your mood says stay still. It looks like telling the truth, apologizing, practicing again, saving the money, cooking the meal, making the call, or trying one more time after a disappointing result. Small doorways, big consequences. Every day, life offers you chances to leave the version of yourself that only talks about change and enter the version that actually practices it. And the hardest part is that the doorway usually feels uncomfortable. That is why it matters. Comfort rarely asks you to grow. Discomfort asks you to choose. You do not need to transform your entire life in one heroic burst. That is not how real strength is built. Real strength is built when you notice the easy escape and refuse to take it automatically. You pause. You breathe. You ask, what would help me respect myself tonight? Then you do that thing, even if it is small. Maybe you have been waiting to feel ready, but readiness is often a result, not a requirement. Confidence does not always arrive before action. Sometimes it meets you halfway, after you have already begun. You take the first uncomfortable step and your mind learns, I can move without certainty. I can act without perfect energy. I can keep my word in ordinary moments. That is where self-respect grows. Think about the person training in an empty gym, long before any visible progress. Think about the student reviewing one difficult page instead of pretending they understand. Think about the worker who chooses focus for 20 minutes instead of letting the whole day disappear. Think about the person rebuilding after a mistake, not by making grand speeches, but by showing up differently the next time. None of that is flashy. All of it is powerful. The doorway into a stronger life is often boring from the outside. It is repetition. It is honesty. It is correction. It is doing the task without needing the mood to approve. It is walking past old patterns and saying, not today. And yes, you will hesitate. You will have days when your discipline feels thin, when your emotions are loud, when your old habits try to sound like wisdom. They will say, you can start later. This one time does not matter. You have already messed up, so why try? Do not argue with that voice for an hour. Answer it with movement. One glass of water, one paragraph, one set, one message, one cleaned surface, one honest decision, one boundary held, one promise kept before the day ends. Action does not have to be dramatic to be decisive. The goal is not to become a machine. You are human. You need rest. You need patience. You need room to learn. But being human does not mean abandoning yourself every time life gets inconvenient. It means learning how to return. It means giving yourself structure because you are worth protecting. It means choosing the future you over the temporary escape that keeps you stuck. There is a quiet kind of courage in entering the hard moment instead of circling it forever. You may not feel fearless. Good. Courage does not require fearlessness. It requires direction. It requires deciding that the next right step deserves more loyalty than the next easy excuse. So look at your life honestly, without shame. Where is your doorway today? Is it a conversation you have been avoiding? A habit you need to restart? A distraction you need to put down? A standard you need to raise? A simple routine that would bring order back to your mind? Do not make it complicated. Name it. Make it visible. Make the first step so clear you cannot hide from it. If the room is a mess, start with one corner. If your body feels neglected, start with 10 minutes. If your dream feels distant, start with the next page, the next lesson, the next practice session. If your confidence is low, stop demanding confidence and start collecting proof. Proof is built in private. Proof is built in choices. Proof is built when you do the thing you said you would do. Tonight, do not measure your entire life. Measure the next decision. Step through that doorway, not because it is easy, because you are becoming someone who does not need easy in order to begin. And when you cross it, even quietly, remember this. Every stronger chapter starts with a moment that asked for courage and a person who finally moved forward.